Guys, we are double tapping the Pixel content again today because we have a new update to talk about. Nothing too crazy, but we do have QPR3 Beta number 2 release. For those of you who chose to stay in the beta channel and have moved on to QPR3, you have something new to install. These are the applicable devices here. Pixel 5a basically through the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. If we scroll down, we do have several resolved issues here. I'm just going to leave these on screen and you can read them yourself because it's just basically a bug fix release. It does not appear that there are any big new features added with QPR3 Beta number 2. There is one thing I think is pretty interesting though that is buried away in this beta. Of course, this comes from none other than Michal Ramon. If we scroll down here, he says, while digging through the latest Android QPR3 Beta 2 release, he managed to surface a new satellite messaging page in settings. And the page describes how you can send and receive text messages by satellite as part of an eligible account. You can actually see a screen grab from that settings page here. Pretty interesting here that it says you can auto connect to a satellite when you don't have cellular connectivity. Keep a clear view of the sky for best connection quality. Weather and certain structures may affect your satellite connection. So this is really, really neat. You're out somewhere where there are no cell towers. If you have a clear view of the sky, in theory, you'll be able to connect to a satellite to send a text message. This is a potentially life-saving implementation. Now, it is worth pointing out, though, this message here, satellite messaging isn't included with your account add satellite messaging. So what this is indicating is that this isn't just something everyone's going to have. This is a feature that your carrier will have to support and you will then have to have on your account. Something else that has been spotted, literally as I'm sitting here filming this video, and it has been posted in Michal's Android news feed, that is a Telegram channel that you should absolutely be in as well if you want to stay up to date on all of this news, as Michal does this awesome thing where they take these updates and they dig into them and they find hidden secrets, buried treasure that will indicate what might be coming. Digging through the latest beta, they discovered that there's going to be a new glanceable hub toggle under hub mode settings. And what they're talking about here is sort of referencing a news story from a while back where they talked about potentially Google bringing back widgets on your lock screen. He says you aren't actually placing widgets directly on the lock screen, but rather adding widgets to this swipeable page where the widgets can be added. This almost puts me in the mind of like Surface Duo with the Microsoft launcher. You swipe over and there's this row of widgets. Kind of sounds a little bit similar to that, but on your lock screen. Now, if we double back to the resolved issues of QPR3 Beta 2, I do want to remind you of the reason I left this beta and went through the process of wiping my Pixel Fold. It does mention fixes for several different crashes, right? Here's a crash, here's a crash, here's a crash, here's a crash. Now, my device didn't technically crash. It was having Bluetooth issues, wouldn't actually want to pair to things. So I rebooted it, and when it came out of that rebooting, it was crashing and boot looping there. And then it gave me the message that it needed to be factory reset or retry. Of course, retrying just made it boot loop a few more times. Back to that screen. I had to wipe the thing and set it back up. Left the beta, wiped it again on the downgrade, and that's why I left. Now, I don't see any mention of that sort of specific thing, and I also don't see a mention of Bluetooth issues. Now, under top open issues, I don't really see anything there either. So the stuff I left over might still be unresolved. Now, I do want to point out, though, that overall it had felt quite stable, and I was thinking, oh, I'll just be able to ride this one out because it felt fine. I wasn't having slowdowns, issues with opening my Fold and it staying black. Any of those old beta issues, none of them were there. It felt pretty much like I was running a stable version up until the Bluetooth issues, and then that unfortunately happened. So let me know if you've seen anything similar to that, and let me know how your experience with this beta has been in those comments down below. What bugs are you still experiencing? And while you're telling me, do a bug report as well, because Google is who actually needs to know. That's very important and useful to do. At any rate, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.